Hey everyone, welcome back to A Cord of Crochet. My name is April. I'm only one half of A Cord of Crochet. However, Amy hasn't been crocheting, so I'm calling her ass out right now. And if she doesn't crochet anything soon, then you're only gonna get to see me. But today, I'm actually gonna give you a market recap. I went to 2 markets recently, back-to-back weekends. And I did pretty well. I personally think I did pretty well. They were both very small markets, and I just want to let you know how those went because there were some things that I made more mistakes on, but you know what, we still pulled it through. The other thing is, because I haven't done a video in so long, I want to let you know what I've been making. I want to let you know also what sold really well or what got a lot of interest at the market. Maybe you'll want to make those things too. I'll try to put up all of the patterns in the description box below, but also on the screen so you can see. I just realized my dishwasher's going. Let me turn that off and then let's get started. So I do have some footage from the first market that I did. I really wanted to vlog a lot more, but about halfway through, well, I will say 3/4 of the way through the market, I started feeling really terrible. In fact, I almost felt like I was gonna pass out. It was getting very hot at that moment, and I realized I had not eaten or drank enough water that day. So I think that was just what was going on with me. I think I just had a moment where my blood sugar just went tanked, and I didn't feel good for about 30 minutes. I was by myself with my daughter, so that also freaked me out a little bit. But then Amy came back and my husband came back, and we all helped out and packed up and went home, and we had a good day. But that market was a hometown market. In fact, let me just put in the clips that I have right now. It is market day. Hopefully you can hear me over the music. We'll see. But we're all set up, and I just got done. And whew, I'm a little warm, but that's okay. My family, actually, my husband and both my kids actually came with me today to help me set up, and they did a great job. Let me show you what the booth looks like, even though I've already sold a few things before it even started. So hang on. So here's what we're looking at. We got keychains, everything I put a tag on so they know what it is. We've got Drip Tiger up here. Cerberus, and this is food. We've got tons of little guys back there. All the little stuff is here, footballs, kitties. All of the bins right here. Brianna's up top. We have my Silly Monsters. Oh, and I need to put my name on, my phone number on there, but and I actually have a sign this time. Yay! So yeah, Amy's gonna be here. She's actually taking my boys home, and then she's gonna come back. I'm sweaty only because I have been working, but I brought my fan this time. So it shouldn't be so bad. Maybe I should go over here where the sun's not there. This is a great park to be at. It's mostly shaded, and it's a pretty nice little place. So we'll see how it is. It is 9:30. The market just started, so it goes till 4. Okay, while we're waiting here this morning, before we even started, one of my fellow booth neighbors over there bought $100 worth of stuff. So she bought a dragon. She bought my anglerfish. She bought my Ewok, and then 2 silly monsters. So that's what we have so far. Okay, it's like 10 o'clock, 10:15, and we sold another puppy. It's 11:30. A lot of looky-loos. A lot of people love Drippy Tiger. And then also one of my booth mates is one of the high school clubs. And they came over and brought me a banana. It's very sweet of them. They're very kind. Everyone's very nice so far. And the weather is great. There's a lot of people here, so. And we still have like 3 more hours left of the show. Doing good. Audrey finally has her giant bag of kettle corn popcorn. So, here, let me show. Her giant bag of kettle corn popcorn. So she's a happy camper. We just ran home and had a sandwich. So hopefully there's nothing stuck on my teeth. Our neighbor over here never showed up. So that sucks. Oh, too bad I didn't have a bigger booth, but I don't. I only have one table. Amy brought our rack, and she promptly left again. No, she's been here for a few hours. There are 2 other crocheters here, but it's a pretty big thing, so it's not a big deal. We're all kind of spread out, so I have no problems with it. Right across the way here is like a Temu guy, so it's like, I don't know. So yeah, not many clips. I'm sorry. I'll do way better next time because I actually do really like vlogging, and it doesn't bother me to vlog in public like at all. However, that one was really fun because as soon as we set up, one of the girls from a stall a couple ways down, her and her mom, they like came over and bought 3 things, and one of them was my dragon. This is the Little Will dragon. I used a variegated blue Bernat blanket yarn, and actually he was kind of like one of my showpieces, so I didn't expect him to sell. He sold for $50. They also bought my little tiny Ewok. This is a free pattern on Instagram that I made, and I absolutely need to make more of these because they're absolutely adorable. I used Parfait chunky yarn for this one. I sold him for $20. And then they also got 2 of my Silly Monsters, and my Silly Monsters, let me find one so I can show you what they are. So the Silly Monsters are the pattern from Loops and Knots. It's here on YouTube. She uses these little eyes. And this is the base pattern of what you would make. Now these eyes came in and they are very small. So I'm using the Posh yarn, Posh Pearl yarn from Michaels right now on these guys. But I was like, you know what? They need to be a little bit bigger. They need to be a little bit sillier. So I put arms and legs on these guys, and people seem to have really loved them. I ended up selling 3 of these guys at the first market. 2 of them in the first transaction. This is my little grumpy one. I make the arms long enough so you can do things with it, and then eventually my sister came and had them dangling from my whole setup. And then another one sold. I saw these for $5. They're just little, they make a little noise. My cat sure loves these. Kids love to just do this with them. And you know what? I just think they're so much fun. Again, this grumpy one is probably one of my favorites. But yeah, I just kind of try to make them all a little bit different, all a little bit quirky and silly. And the kids seem to really love them. I made a huge mistake and I left the bag with all my $5 things at home for the second market. So I had no $5 things for the second market. That was one of them. I think those would have sold really, really well at the second market because we had a ton of kids there. But you know, what can you do? Oh, and then the last thing that person bought was my anglerfish. This one is from Avalon Crochets. I did this as a pattern test and I absolutely want to make another one, but in like kind of black and neon. 100% want to make another one of these because it gets so much attention when I put it up or when I make anything. A lot of people think that it just looks so cool, and I just think it would be really cool to have a neon anglerfish going on. So one of my bins that I have is puppies and kitties. That's probably the only bin that I have with like regular animals. But I did sell a puppy, and then I also sold a kitty. I ended up selling the black one, the black and white one, the tuxedo cat, the calico cat, and then the fully white cat. But these are from Magic Filament. This one's the orange cat, and I still have 2 gray ones left as well. I love making these cats. I just think they're a lot different than the loaf cat, and they're super, super easy to make. Because they're front and center on my table, the kids absolutely go through them all the time. They think they're so cute. I sell them for $10. And like for a little teeny tiny kitty, like I think they're perfect. Like I love the big eyes on them. I just think they're so sweet and they're fun to make. They're just really fun to make for a little tiny item. But yeah, I sold 3 of these total between my 2 shows. I wrote down Mushy Boy. This is the Mushroom Adventurer guy from the Atomic Crochet book. I sold him for $20. Somebody was like, I'm doing my baby's room all in mushrooms, and this is perfect. So I love that. I love that it's gonna be a special item for our baby's room. Absolutely love that little guy. He's so cute. He's like a little adventurer mushroom guy. And then I did sell a Jigglypuff keychain. I only made one of those. My keychains did not do very well, period. In fact, I think that was the only keychain that I sold at all. I think I just have my keychains priced a little too high for my market. My area, I have them anywhere from $8 to $15. I think I'm gonna drop them down to more like $5 to $12, the highest price ones being the Little Boo Boos. I do think the Little Boo Boos will sell. I just need a better way to display them. I have them on a circle rack that I bought, and honestly, I don't really like them. I don't think they're very prominent in my display right now. So I think I'm gonna do the thing where because I have the cube storage thing, I'm gonna turn one around and do command hooks and try to display them on one of the cube storage things instead, and do them that way that for the next time I have a market, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, and this was totally random, but somebody came up to my stall and was like, do you have a hippo? And I was like, I actually do have a hippo. I did not have this out. I had it in the back because my table was kind of full. But I was like, I do have a hippo. This is a free pattern that I got off of Instagram. I just kind of made it because I thought it looked cute. But I sold them for $8. Somebody was really happy. They have to get hippo things at every place they go to. So that's what they did. And then I sold a football. Now, this is another free pattern. I made these because my husband and my son were like, oh my God, Mom, you need to make a bunch of these. They think they'll sell like hotcakes. I made them in this brown color. I made them in red and blue. It's football season, so I figured this is something small and cute for a little child that would get it. I've only sold one, and again, I forgot to take these to my second market. I do think I would have sold another one, but yeah, these are just little footballs. In the pattern, it has like a smiley face on the back. I did not put a smiley face on the back, but I do think this would be easy to turn into a Jellycat pattern. So you put the face on the back and then the legs, like just make some legs for it. And I think it would be cute as a Jellycat pattern, but I sold one of these for $5. I don't really price these very high because there's nothing to them. I could probably make this in about 35 minutes or so, even with the sewing of this part. Super easy. And then I sold a chubby frog. This is from a pattern from Tinkering Crochet, I think. I love the chubby frog ones. I've only made a few of them though. I sold that one for $5. And then the last thing I made was a small dragon. I sold that one for $10. It was one of the, I think it's called Spark the Dragon. It had the bobble stitch legs, and they're kind of long and skinny. That one, I think I've made 2 of them. That was the only one that ever sold. The other one I have is green and yellow. I forget what color this was. In fact, I don't even think I ever took a picture of it. So there's that. That was Market 1. A couple hours after the show, this was really cool. I had the Demigorgon pattern out by Just a Mom Crochet. I think it's going to be one of the top patterns for the fall season. Like, it's just so hot right now, and it's honestly the cutest thing. It gets so much attention. Everyone is like, runs over and goes, Stranger Things. I had him out for $20. He is a little bit smaller, but he takes a long time and he's very detailed. So I went ahead and tried it for $20 again. This was the first market I ever put it out. I make it in Parfait Chunky yarn. And a couple hours later, I got a message on my Instagram from a lady that said that she saw me at the show and she was wondering if I still had the Demigorgon. And I was like, I do. She's like, can I come over? I was like, sure thing. So she ran over. It was so cute. My daughter packaged it up and put a ribbon on it and everything for her. It was really cute. When she came over, she said that they're huge fans of Stranger Things, and they're actually going to do a Stranger Things Christmas tree, and this is going to go in the Christmas tree this year for her, and they are so excited. She's like, this is perfect. I absolutely love it. I'll probably be calling you, you know, that kind of stuff. So it was really, really sweet. I ended up making $200 total for that market. It was from 9 to 3. Around 2 o'clock is when it started getting really, really hot, really, really slow, and I was just dying. So I was very glad to be going home right at 3 o'clock. Anyways, that was the first market. The second market, I didn't film at all. The second market was last weekend. It was a 4-hour market from 10 to 2 on a Sunday for a mom's club. The mom's club saw me at a previous market, the really, really hot one that I have a vlog of here, our first one. And I really wasn't expecting too much from it because it was a smaller market. It was a specific club event. But because it was a mom's club, I thought maybe there would be lots of kids there. There was. And I kind of treated it more as a networking event, even though I did not get to leave my tent the entire time. I didn't vlog in this one because my entire family was with me, my husband, my 2 kids, and they do not want to be on camera ever. So out of respect for them, I didn't film at all. I just kind of was just relaxing in this space. It was a huge help to have my family there, specifically my husband. He carried all the heavy stuff that I didn't like to carry, like the tent and the table. And it honestly ended up being a wonderful day. The weather was great. It wasn't too hot. There was a ton of kids there. The DJ was really good. The food was really good. And everyone, I think, was having a really good time. I got so many compliments here that it just was kind of an ego boost. So the biggest thing that I sold here was I made these mystery boxes, and I don't have them anymore because they completely sold out. I made 5 and all 5 sold. They were these little Halloween monsters. This pattern I got off of Etsy, and I don't remember if I don't remember the name of something and I don't tell you, I'm gonna try to put it right here. But I had so much fun making all of these, specifically the zombie, specifically the pumpkin, the little jack-o'-lantern teeth was really fun to do. I loved every single pattern here. The devil one that I made, that one actually I kind of made up myself because in the pattern it's more of like a cyclops kind of guy with like a bunch of eyes. I didn't have a bunch of eyes, so the small eyes I'm totally out of. So instead I turned him into a devil, and I think that one honestly was one of my favorites. So this thing, I put out a mystery box for $12. They all sold. The last one I sold for $10 because I just wanted them all gone so I can use that space on my table for something else. I didn't want to use square. She had $10 in cash. I was like, I'll just take that. And she was like, perfect. So that was really fun. In fact, at the end, there was 2 kids that came up and was like, do you have those mystery boxes? And I was like, I'm sorry, I sold out. So if I had more, I do think they would have sold more, but these are really cute. They're small, they're unique. I haven't seen anybody else making something like this. So in fact, at this event, at both of my events, there were other crocheters, and I did get, some comments from customers saying they took a look at everything but came back to mine because mine was a little bit more unique and the characters had a little bit more character to them, meaning their faces looked a little bit more emotional. So it was really fun to hear those compliments and just to see that, you know, it's really cute when people go around the whole craft fair and they come back to your booth. It just makes you feel really good. Another thing that I sold out of, and I wish I had more, was this wizard frog. I hesitate to do frogs because I hate frogs. I hate real frogs, okay? I have a frog, I won't say I have a frog phobia. I just really don't like them. They gross me out. But fake frogs, I think they're really cute. I do have one that I'm making right now, so I'll show you what they kind of look like. I haven't quite finished this guy, but this is the little wizard frog that I made. I made 2 of them, sold 2 of them. They were, I had them at $8, but I think I'm gonna bump it up to 10 because on his little cape here, I do make stars on the cape as well. And then he has his little hat. And he's just a little teeny tiny wizard. I do eye detail. In fact, I have the other one here. I also do a little fairy frog that goes with it, and I sold one of these as well. But you can kind of see the eye detail that I do. Not the eye detail, but I put a little blush on them. These are super easy to make. They have like little fairy wings. She's super cute. But yeah, people loved these as well. They thought these were so cute. I had those in a basket with a grumpy goose as well, and I don't have one to show you, but I made these grumpy gooses as well, and people also loved those so much. They kept picking them up and going, oh my god, look, it's me. People were delighted with them. I feel the same way because I'm sometimes a grumpy goose, so I sold a couple of those as well. I made a large one with bernat yarn. I sold that for 15, and then a smaller one for 8. These are also really quick makes. I know it kind of seems like a lot of parts here, but I can do this frog. Like I can make all the frogs ahead of time and then do the wizard hats separately too. Like this is very easily like an assembly line kind of thing. You know what? And they are small, they are cute. Other people could probably get more money from them, but again, I live in a low cost of living area, so I try not to put my prices too high. So that's why I sold them for 8, but I think I would bump those up to 10. I think people would still buy them. The fairy ones, maybe I'll just keep at 8 still. I don't know. I kind of want to put them all the same price. My husband was dying over my prices because he was like, why don't you just make it like 5, 10, 15, 20? Because making change is horrible. We had a lot of people with cash at both events. And the second one, my husband was constantly like, oh, we're gonna run out of cash. Luckily we didn't. And then I sold an angel rubber duck. This is just a regular rubber duck pattern. And then I made one an angel and one a devil. And the angel one sold. I'm really surprised the devil one didn't sell. But then I made another demigorgon, sold at this event. This person was another vendor, and he said he kept staring at it from across the way. And his daughter really loves Stranger Things, so he's gonna put it in her stocking this Christmas. And I thought that was so cute. Again, all of the mystery boxes sold. I did sell another puppy. A lot of people love the puppies. The puppies and the kitties. I feel like I need to have a puppy and a kitty at every event. That one sold for 20. It was a little bit bigger. I don't even remember what the pattern looks like, to be quite honest. And then my last of the day was actually 2 big things from one of the event organizer fellow people. These were the 2 girls that came over, and the mystery boxes were gone. So the mom was like, whatever you want, go ahead. One of them chose my alien. This is from Atomic Crochet as well. It's the alien holding up the peace sign. That's what she chose, and it was so cute. I sold the alien for $25. And then, oh my god, the cutest thing ever, I sold my princess bear. My princess bear that I consider to be like Belle. You know, that's kind of what I modeled her after. However, this little girl said she looks like Peggy from Hamilton. And the girl is gonna dress up as Peggy for Halloween. And so she's like, I need Peggy. And so my little bear sold. I love my princess bear. I probably need to make another princess bear, but she sold for $35. So it was a really nice end to the day. That show, I think I made $180 total. Again, both of these shows, my booth fee for the first one was $60. So definitely made a profit there. And for this one, it was $40, which was really nice and inexpensive. And both of these events I would 100% go to again. It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but to me, my goal in markets is 3 times the booth fee for my general sales goal. And if I can make that, then I consider it a win. So I'm not doing markets heavily. I'm kind of doing them as I can get them. In fact, I have no markets for the rest of the year right now. Everything is full. Everything is full, and as you know, as a crocheter, you are competing against other crocheters, so they either got there first or I just didn't get in. So right now I don't have any markets. So I'm going to be focusing on just making stuff that makes me happy. I kind of want to show you some of the things I worked on and have been working on. One thing I want to show you, I did have at the market, and he got so much attention for me. I had him a pie and he was an attention getter. So if you like 100%, I definitely think you should make this, but it's Derpy Tiger. I made a Derpy Tiger. He is like one of my showpieces. I was really iffy about the eyes and the felt work because I've never done felt work and I really don't love felt work. I feel like for a plushie that will stand the test of time, felt's not always gonna last. However, this stuff ain't coming off. I use something called Fabric Fix. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and honestly, you have to really pry the sucker off to get it. Obviously, kids can totally destroy this easily, but he was up on my display. People would be like, Derpy! They'd be yelling Derpy from across the way and run up to my table. I did have him out for $50, so he is a higher price plushie. I don't expect him to sell quickly, but I thought about putting him on Whatnot and seeing if I could try to sell him there. He is the cutest. I love him. He is supposed to have a flower pot that I never made, so I guess I should make the flower pot so that can go with him to whoever wants to buy him. But yeah, obviously Derpy Tiger from K-Pop Demon Hunters. I want to make a smaller tiger as well, a littler one. I just got the pattern, but I don't have the colors. This is made in Posh for the blue. The light blue is also Posh. I would love for the colors to be a little bit darker than this, but this is what the colors I could find. The black is Parfait Chunky, and honestly this black is because I was out of the Parfait Chunky, is more Posh. So most of it is Posh and then felt work. But yeah, he's really cute. He's dangly, he's silly. When sitting, we kind of have him displayed with his feet out like this, and people just like, they were loving him. They were loving him, but I guess not enough to buy him. So if any of you are watching this right now and want any of the plushies that I make or that I have here, I don't have Etsy right now because obviously Etsy has a lot of fees. But if you DM me on Instagram, we can work something out on Venmo. So feel free if you want him. He's available. And again, I was selling him for $50. To me, that's pretty fair. He was a good bit of work. But I just want him to go to a good home, to be quite honest. So another large item that I had that was also getting a lot of attention, but almost had a buyer, but not quite, was Cerberus. I did make a Cerberus. This is a pattern that I found on Etsy. I really wanted to make a Cerberus out of all the mythical creatures because that's what I love to make. I think he's the coolest. He's a protector. And again, I made all the eyes myself. I do make resin eyes for them. So I don't know if this will show up, but there's red, this one's blue, this one's red, and then this one's gold. So they all have different colored eyes in them. And he was just really fun to make. This is in the new Demi Pearl yarn. And I'm gonna be quite honest, Demi Pearl is not my girl, okay? Demi Pearl is not my girl. I have a really hard time crocheting with large yarns. So Bernat blanket, this Demi Pearl, any of the larger size yarns, it really hurts my wrists. I am a very like tight crocheter. And so I think that's probably why. But so Demi Pearl, not my friend, not my girl. But it did come out pretty substantial. Like he's pretty big. So again, this is another one I had for $50 just because he took quite a lot of time. The heads take quite a bit of time. The ears, you make the ears and then you kind of sew them floppy together. And then you make the collars as well. I think I want to make some little dangly tags for them, or at least give them some dangly tags for them. But that's probably it. A lot of people were like, oh, it's the dog from Harry Potter. And I was like, yeah, definitely. To me, it's just a general Cerberus, but hey, whatever you see out of it is what you see. You know, what it means to you is what it means to you. So he was another item, almost went home. Not quite. He's one of my show pieces. So definitely gives me the flair of what I want to make, which is a lot of mythical creatures and weird beings. So that's what I made. So these are not new, but I did try to upgrade them. There is this pattern on Instagram that is free, and it's for this little chubby bear. However, another free pattern out there on YouTube has these little bags. This one's a frog. And this one's a strawberry. See, somebody was playing with them. So I don't have the bags tacked down, and one of the customers did say, what if you get that and then you lose the bag? What are you gonna do then? So I think I might just kind of tack down the bag like this. But also, once I gave these guys bags, they definitely got a lot more attention. I think I wanna make them little hats. I think I'm gonna try to make them a little hat, like a little adventure hat. Maybe like a little, I don't know, like what kind of hat do you think these people need? I feel like a little explorer hat would be cute. But these are also something I made recently, the little bags for these little bears. I think they were so easy to make and so cute. They kind of just make them a little extra. I do sell the little bears for 18, and even if I make a hat, the hat, I probably would put them at a solid 20. So, but they're like super, super cute. I'm gonna be working on these probably sometime this week since I'm out of polyfill. So I need to make something that doesn't require polyfill. And that'll probably be these two little adventurer bears for sure. Another recent make that I had at the last show, I finally debuted these guys, but I'm not done making them all, and that is My Little Ponies. I made My Little Ponies, and this is Fluttershy. The hair is done in the long, I forget what these long, like loopy stitch. Maybe it's like the loop stitch, I don't know. But Fluttershy, I gave her some eye detail as well. She has, I think, green eyes. And then on her little booty, I do their little emblems. So I have Fluttershy, I have Pinkie Pie. What other ones do I have? Oh, I finished, oh my God, I like totally blanking. I know all the names, but I'm blanking on all the names right now. This is not Twilight Sparkle. This is the other one. I do know them all, okay? I know them all. I also made Applejack, but yeah, she has like the little Twilight Sparkles on this. Oh my God, what is her name? It's gonna bug me now. Hang on, let me look it up. Oh my God, Rarity, right? Rarity. Anyways, she's got blue eyeshadow. I had to. Anyways, and then I do have Applejack. I don't know where Applejack is right now. Applejack kind of needs a hat, I feel like. I don't have a hat on her right now. I braided her hair, but I do feel like she needs a cowboy hat. So I'm gonna be making a cowboy hat for her. I have two left to make. Two My Little Ponies left to make. But those also got a lot of attention, and two of them almost got sold. So I'm really excited to finish the whole set and see how they do. I probably will put that on either Etsy or somewhere as well, because it's just kind of more special. And I don't know. I loved making the My Little Ponies. I used the Hestia horse pattern, and I think they're turning out super cute. Like they do stand up themselves. So I know her hair's out of control. Okay, her hair is a little bit out of control. So you do have to kind of fix it sometimes. The two I have left is Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash's hair is gonna throw me for a loop. I don't think I can do this type of hair for Rainbow Dash. I'm probably gonna end up doing acrylic yarn and then placing it strategically and brushing it out so that way it has kind of that Rainbow Dash flair to it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these are turning out. They're super cute. Another thing that got a lot of attention, my sister said, April, why haven't you done Pokemon yet? And I was like, well, I'm just not a Pokemon person, so I don't know any of the Pokemons. But she told me to do the Eevee evolutions, and I found a pattern. Again, I'll put the pattern name on the screen, but I did Umbreon. Umbreon is very hard to show in the camera, but the body style is really strange. It's just like this long hot dog body style. And then you have her face. I did give her red eyes and some eyelids. I kind of think about doing a little bit of white detail right here just so you can see the eyes a little better. And then all of this is crocheted on afterwards. She was really not difficult to make. I don't know that I love this pattern a ton just because it's kind of odd. It's different. I like that it's different. But, and again, she did get a lot of attention. I think I had her up for $40, and I probably would actually go down to 35 on her. I don't think she was super difficult to make. She didn't take me a ton of time, probably maybe an hour and a half or so. You do have to sew on all of the little pieces, but I don't mind sewing, so. But she's still cute, and again, everything has fuzzies on it because she's black, okay? She tracks all the fuzzies, but I still liked her. Other people liked her, I don't know. The last two things that got a ton of attention but did not sell was some Halloween items. I have I think it's Madeline Mako Oogie Boogie. This Oogie Boogie, he's so cool. Like, this is definitely the second cutest pattern of Halloween right now. And the other thing I made, probably the third cutest, and it's a free pattern, is this little pumpkin head guy. I made this little pumpkin head guy. He's a free pattern and he got so much attention. Everyone was like, that is the coolest thing I've seen. I've never seen anything like that. They thought it was so cute for Halloween. They were like, that would be cute as a decoration on my fall display. But he didn't get sold. I have him at $25 just because he was a lot of work, but he's, again, probably like the size of my head, but he's so cool. Like, I love the little sack boy looking type creatures, like this guy with the button eyes. I gave him button eyes. And then this is kind of like, again, a sack boy because he's literally like two potato sacks sewn together. I would love to make this one in neon as well, like a neon green. For some reason, I'm totally into the neons right now, especially with spooky characters like this. But he's the coolest. All of the stitching around, it does take quite some time to do, but it was fun. Like, this is just a fun pattern. I was selling him for $40. I'll probably bump him down to 35 again, just because these two things, I just want them to go to good homes. Like, they just need to go to good homes. That's it. But if I have them for next year too, that's okay as well. Hopefully next year I'll have more markets. Now, I have made a few things since being home this week. One is a little ditto. Do I know why I made a ditto? I don't know why I made a ditto other than my niece told me to make a ditto. She's like, it needs to be blue or purple. So I had blue, made a ditto. So easy to make, by the way. I think, especially if you have a convention, you need to have a few of these. I think they're just one of those odd little things. Again, I don't know anything about Pokemon, but she said that it's one of those odd characters that aren't like super popular, but someone would see it and go, oh my god, that's a ditto, I need it. So to me, this is an $8 item. He was super easy to make, super quick to make, and he has a fun shape. He's not like just a little blob with eyes, even though he totally is a blob with eyes, but he's a fun blob. He's a fun blob. He's like a cloud guy, right? I don't know what a ditto is. I should probably look these up. I finally did a couple patterns from, what's it called? Fennec Toys. Fennec Toys is the one I did the Care Bear with, and they have such cute patterns. I gotta tell you, I absolutely love them. One of the animals that I got was a sloth. I did have somebody asking for a sloth, and so I was like, you know what, let me make one of those because I love sloth. And so I made this little sloth. He's adorable, super easy pattern. Even with the color changes, I didn't quite have the right browns that I wanted. I definitely wanted a more chocolate brown for this part of the eye, but I don't have a chocolate brown right now. I did order some, but this is all with Posh yarn, and it's all super soft. This part is very soft. It's probably a little too soft, but when I use it just for the face detail, it just, you can't even tell, it's not gonna come off or anything. But the sloth is really cute. I bought 2 other patterns that I'm going to be working on soon. Well, I'm sorry, one I finished and the other ones I didn't finish. The other one I finished, and I swear to God, I said I would never do a clown, but this guy's more like a jester, okay? He's more like a jester, but he's cool as hell. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe I just haven't been looking close enough, but he was so fun. And you can make this guy in so many different colors, I feel like he has little star dangly bits right here. And again, sorry, all the dog hair, just dog hair everywhere. I made this in Posh Pearl and Parfait Chunky. That's gonna be kind of my go-to yarns for right now. I would absolutely, like, I think, no, one of the frogs was made in Cozy Cub, and I love Cozy Cub, but I'm iffy to see if they're gonna continue Cozy Cub or not. So for now, I'm gonna be using Posh and Parfait Chunky. It's the yarn that does not hurt my hand. I can deal with a little bit of shedding from the Parfait Chunky. Not every yarn sheds that much. The Posh doesn't shed at all for me, really. And they just come out so detailed. I love crochet items that look like crochet items. I love the stitching detail of crochet items. I have gone back and forth between, what is it, yarn under and yarn over. I keep going back to yarn over every single time. For some reason, for me, yarn under, I get holes more often with yarn under, and I think it's just the way that I crochet. So this is yarn over. I think he looks fantastic. I showed my daughter this and she thought this was the coolest thing I've ever made. I've never seen this pattern before, and again, I don't like clowns, but for some reason this guy, cute. He looks more circus clown, you know what I mean? More court jester type of thing. I don't know. I freaking love his little ruffly bits. They're red and yellow. This was kind of all worked into one. Actually, you start from the head and you work, do you work your way down? I forget. No, the head is one piece, the body is another, the arms are another, these are another. So you do a bit of sewing. It's all good. It's all good. It turns out so freaking cute. I freaking love him. As far as what I would price him for, probably $30. I'm gonna say 30. Like, honestly, he probably could go for a little bit more. What do you guys think? Should I do a little bit more? And my last thing, I have made before, but I had to make another one because he is just the sweetest thing. I am a reader. I love fantasy romance books, and Night and the Moth is one book that I haven't got to yet, but I really need to. All my friends say, oh my god, he looks just like Bartholomew. And I have already sold one of these, but I made another one because the pattern is just so damn fun. It is a gargoyle and he is massive. He has a massive tail. Okay, I'll put it right here. He has a massive tail. I did this one with his ears down a little bit, and I gave him just a little bit of a sad expression. So he's kind of like a lonely gargoyle. Like he just wants a friend. I love the way these hands are done. This arm is not stuffed, the feet are not stuffed, but they provide some stability. The wings on the back are massive, like they are massive. I love the way the horns are done. Like I just love this entire pattern. I think it's like Creature Comforts or Creature Crochet or something like that is the person who does the pattern, but it is an amazing pattern. She just recently updated it too. I saw she made one with like moss on it. That was so cool. And she did a lot of like artistic work on it. I'm not quite there yet. I can't really do the painting as much yet. But yeah, making these little fingers and joining them, this is such a process to make. And if you are a person who loves the process of crochet and loves the pattern making, like putting a puzzle together, you probably should try this one out. It's so fun. And again, I've already sold one of these and he's going to be up for a sale as well. He is $65. He does require a higher shipping price because I have to use a bigger box, but yeah, he's $65 without shipping. But he's probably gonna go as a display item in my markets for a little while. He's definitely a showpiece. He's definitely the sweetest being ever, and I want to cuddle him like a little baby. Like he's just my little baby. And I love him so much. My little Bartholomew. Okay, that's what I'm calling him. He's Bartholomew. I don't know if he has a name, but he's definitely a gargoyle and he's perfect. And if you get this pattern, you can make him angry, you can make him just kind of playful. You can play around with the placement of his ears and his eyes, his wings. I kind of add the wings a little bit lower on his back. The pattern does say to add them a little bit higher, but I just don't do that. I like the way that they're kind of just peeking up over him and kind of make a little halo of him. He's kind of hard to see, but this is with Bernat Mystical yarn. It's the darkest color that they have, and he's perfect to me. I just love him so much. He's so sweet. I would hang on to him forever. So if he doesn't sell, it's totally cool because he'll be with me forever. But he is kind of like my showpiece lately. It takes me days to do this, but I don't even care. I don't even care. I just sit there and just make piece by piece and then eventually put it together. And he's just so cute. I love him so much. So anyways, that is my market results for my 2 first markets. They're small markets. I made a lot of mistakes. I missed again. I forgot my sign. I don't know why that is so hard for me to remember. I'm gonna write it down. I forgot my sign and I forgot my $5 item. So those are the 2 things that I really need to remember to do for next time. I also need another table. I only have 1 table right now. So I'm gonna expand and we're gonna buy a table, and then I'm gonna buy a nicer sign. I kind of want one of those ones that drape over the front of the table. So if you could tell me what those things are and where to get one, that would be totally great. Because I would really like that one rather than a sign, like a vinyl sign in the back that's like a 2x6. Because I'm so tall, I'm just gonna hit that thing in my head like constantly, and that's gonna super annoy me. So I don't think I want one of those. I think I want the sign in the front on the table because I've seen a lot of people have those and I think that's just fantastic. So if you can tell me where to get one of those, that'd be great. Anyways, those are my recent makes, my market results. Let me know how you think I can improve. Let me know what you think I should make next. I really am into creatures and mythical creatures and fantastical creatures, characters. I want to do a little bit more characters. And if you have any requests, put them in the comments below and I'll work on them for the next makes video. Thank you for joining me. If you liked this video, please subscribe. It really helps my channel out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.